Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Couch Cat Podcast. I'm your host Ryan, joined by fellow writers Alan and Brandon, and we also have a special guest today, a longtime friend of Couch Cat, Ben. Welcome everyone.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Benjamin.
Hey, what's up?
Awesome, Ben. Well, how about you tell us a little about yourself real quick?
Well, I've been playing with Ryan since, like second grade, probably. We've been playing we played a lot of games throughout the years. League of Legends.
Gears.
Pretty much, yeah, Gears. Yeah, Gears was the beginning.
Counter-Strike.
Our co-op misadventures. But yeah, so we've been playing together for a long time. So
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you on the podcast, our first official guest.
Cool.
All right, Alan.
Yeah, congrats. So one of the games that we've been playing together, and the main topic of this podcast is Deep Rock Galactic. It's described as a 1-to-4 player co-op first-person shooter featuring badass space dwarves. It's a sci-fi co-op shooter that takes place in procedurally generated, 100% destructible caves on hostile planets.
If we all know what
basically,
dwarves do, they're miners.
Yeah, basically, it's a mining simulator with monster, dwarves, beer, loot, and quests. It's pretty fun. What do you guys?
Yeah, and think? So it's on the PC. It's a successful indie game that was in early access for quite a bit, and it has its official launch a couple months past now, and
it was like May 13th.
Yeah,
or something like
for people who are thinking, well, what is this exactly? Just think of Left 4 Dead, but you're dwarves and
destructible environments like Minecraft.
Yes,
it's kind of like that blocks. It's like Minecraft,
yeah,
Left 4 Dead, and then like scenario type gameplay.
Right.
It kind of like destroys like 7 Days to Die.
No,
like the world destroys.
Wrong.
The terrain. Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, the terrain's 100% destructible. Like, you could destroy an entire cave if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could ruin
your
your life,
much time.
your own life, really, or your team's life.
Yeah. But so in the game, there are also, I think it's 4 initial classes that you could play as. Myself personally, I play a scout. I freaking love that one.
There's the scout, the gunner.
I know
the engineer.
Ben, yeah.
Gunner, engineer, and driller.
Yeah.
No, there's 4.
Oh, so there's 5. My bad.
No,
5
there's 4
classes.
We just named all
welcome,
4.
Welcome to.
We have 2 scouts. Okay. That's why it's hard to
clearly can't count.
Yeah.
To tell.
Welcome to Deep Rock Galactic, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So there's 4 main classes.
Yeah.
That we've all had fair share of playing, and then there's 5 missions initially that kind of like you're brought through. You're kind of not really handheld, but you're forced through like a tutorial, right? Like of a bunch of assignments to get you used to the game, which I think Deep Rock does really well.
Yeah, the 10 initial assignments.
Yeah, you're
really
not just feeling like overwhelmed, so to speak. Like it feeds it to you in a good way. And
yep.
So there's these missions, mining expedition, egg hunt, elimination, salvage operation, and point extraction. And they all vary in different ways, different resources, salvaging, resource. What we call them mules, right? So that hold your resources.
Yeah, they're mules.
Yeah. The rebuilding the mules.
Yeah.
The mini mules.
How do you what if you had to tell someone what does your mule do? What is that?
It's your bitch that follows you around that you drop.
Welcome to the explicit tag on the podcast.
Well, the whole point of the game is to just walk around. You gather some sort of materials. At some point, it can be the eggs, it can be mining resources, and then you have them in your inventory. You dump them into the mule, and that mule carries it to the drop pod, and you escape. Right, rinse and repeat.
Right.
That's the gameplay loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, there's 6 different types of missions.
There's currently 5.
I already said. No.
There is the
I already
mining
said
expedition.
5.
Okay.
Don't muddle the waters.
I count Deep Dive, which is a combo of 3 missions, as its own separate mission.
That's not like a normal mission type though.
But anyway, the mule is your best friend.
But
it makes it easy for you, especially for extraction. It drops flags It carves a path out for you, even though sometimes it does disappear through a wall.
Wait, it doesn't carve out a
Well,
path. It just
okay,
follows
but
a
when I
path
say
that you
carve
go.
out a path, I know that's kind of bad because we're in a game that you can break walls and stuff. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay, it's my tracker. I'm following it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it follows you if you click the button C and it comes
right.
next to you.
Well, I'm talking about extraction specifically.
It's
That is it,
basically a dwarf's version of a dog. It is
like
it is dwarf's best
Exactly.
friend, basically.
Yeah.
Or like a
Yeah,
donkey, because
yeah.
like the name implies.
I wish you could drink with it, like in a lobby, before you like leave in your drop pod out on the space rig, that's where you do like you choose all your
It's
missions,
like your hub.
assignment boards,
Yeah.
your gear. It's your hub, yeah, and that's where you like everyone logs on. So it's just a lobby that you can like walk around with your friends. You can buy beer,
Set
play
your
a little
perks, your equipment.
game. Yeah, it's
Your
Yeah,
cosmetics.
it's like, cosmetics is my favorite thing in the world. But my also next favorite is the beer. And imagine if the mule was like you can turn on the little was it what would you call it? Like a music box?
Jukebox.
I guess you would say. Yeah. Yeah.
Jukebox, yeah.
The jukebox, yeah. You click on it and then you can dance. Think about the mule just standing right there dancing.
That's
with
true.
you
I mean,
while
you
you're
don't
drinking
see the
beer.
mule. I mean, even so in single player,
At
there's that
all.
drone that super helps you out with, it's got guns and everything. You don't see that either. Like I do wish like in the lobby,
Yeah.
those like AI,
He's like broken apart on a
yeah,
table.
or like just like the AI is involved too. That'd be kind of cool. But
Yeah. I mean, technically, you could say the drone. It's like the same, almost looking same drone as the one that's surfing you.
We should just get
close.
a beer
They
dispenser.
look similar. It's like
on
a
the
cousin.
mule.
oh, so we can just drink in a cave, and we can blame that for our
Yeah.
failures because we have a lot. We have a lot of them.
Well, when you drink enough beers in the lobby and you go in mission,
True.
you could remain drunk the entire mission.
Yeah, you do, and it sucks.
Or you let
So-
Brandon,
And your whole time your screen is
yeah, or you
just
let Brandon trick
blurry.
you and give you like a beer that one shot KOs you, and you're all just passed out on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the one where you explode in random directions, you just fly around the lobby area.
Yeah. There's one that actually like teleports you like outside the space rig, so you're like
Oh,
floating
that's
in
kind of cool.
space.
That is cool.
Yeah. There's another one that freezes you.
So
It's pretty cool. But there's actually a mule that's like on steroids. But he's at first like your enemy. I forget his name off the top of my head. I gotta look it up. But he's the one where like he has like rockets on him and everything, and you see him first, and then you have to like kill him. He's like almost like a boss. You have to kill him, and then once you kill him, you got to repair him, and then he's yours, and then he will start shooting missiles and bombs at
I'll
all the
take it.
creatures.
So, just to circle back, we talked about the classes specifically. Who's playing who? Like, let's share with people like what's our team set up usually.
Well, I've only ever played Scout, and I'm never going to leave that class because it's so much fun. Suiciding with a grappling hook almost like every other time I fly around the map. So I love that.
So I started with the Scout as well, but it's nice to be able to get up high and then leave your team behind when it's distraction time. We the most maneuverable class, but I would say probably the weakest offensively. The rifle it leaves much to be desired. It runs out of ammo quickly, and it's like a Nerf gun.
Well,
in my experience, so.
Me or Brandon and I looking on the outside. My question to you guys is, what do you guys think you're doing for the team exactly? Like,
we bring
What are you
light,
talking about, dude?
and we get things in high places, and we die.
There's so many things that are on the wall that if someone actually played an engineer, which I know Ryan started to do at the end of our last few sessions, like the engineer can shoot out a platform, so then the scout can actually like grapple up and not die.
right.
But also at the
Yeah.
same time, I've seen some very skilled scouts that have literally just grapple up there and
But-
duck themselves into the wall.
So that question,
But,
I mean, because originally as gunner and driller, like from us looking at them, it looks like they're just leaving us behind and then dying from severe heights.
Well, I mean,
Half.
that's half
70%.
of it, yeah.
See, at least a driller will actually.
I mean, Brandon,
and I have
do you
a cryo.
like? Do you remember all the times you hear them screaming when they fall?
Oh yeah, I just hear Alan say, "Ah shit," and it just falls down.
Look, if there is a plant up high that I gotta catch, I will grab it. And when I grab, I lose my grapple and I fall. I do it for the
And
team
Ben-
every time. All right, you're
But the
welcome.
person who gets
I'm a
left
team
behind all the
player.
time is
Hey.
Ryan, because I'm a digger, so I always have to dig our way out of situations. So me and Ryan
Yeah.
are always together, while Ben and Alan are just off like
One
freaking
one
Spider-Man
disadvantage to
around.
having that much mobility is that at times you want to one time we needed nitra, we needed ammo, and I decided to go on a solo mission
Oh my god.
to go find some nitro,
Yeah.
and it took me pretty far down. It's like this tunnel. It's like, oh, I'll just follow
to
this
the
tunnel
end
down.
of the map.
He stayed
Yeah.
completely quiet. Does not
This-
say that he's going off
This
on an
30-minute
adventure.
mission took us like 2.5 hours just to get out of the fail.
Yeah.
Because this dude was like gone. But
Well, I found the nitro, but
Yeah,
I
great.
also found
He
a
did
lot of
find the
enemies
nitro.
down there. And then we eventually
Yeah,
stage a
yeah, I
rescue
remember
mission
that.
to get to me. But nobody could get to me except for Alan because he's the other scout at first.
and then
he
there was
died.
me
when he
and
got
Brandon,
to me,
right?
he died.
And
then-
Brandon died. Or Brandon took
Yeah.
forever. And then like I
'cause
died.
because he's
Yeah.
a driller.
Well, I was drilling down, and I was calling. We got nitro. We started getting ammo, but then a swarm came, and then another swarm came, and it was just like
Yeah.
there's nothing we could do at that point. It was just it was a screwed. It was
Probably
too tight of a.
My favorite mission
Cave.
of all time so far. But
You know, it was
But
the most
Brandon-
useless mission,
Yeah,
but
even-
it was a fun.
Even if we failed,
yeah,
it
but Brandon
had
as
a lot
a
of laughs
driller,
to it.
like what's your main job and what do you find yourself doing mainly for us, like as a squad?
Well, I nearly take
True,
you and me
true.
everywhere. I drill us back to the drop pod if we don't want to go through the twists and turns of the cave. I mean, what do I? I mean, I can easily. I've learned recently how to use my drill to drill off ore and stuff like that, so it all drops down at once.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I got a cryo gun, so I would like to say that my stats are always I drill the most and I kill the most.
Yeah, you're definitely
And you
and I
freeze us?
freeze all the I freeze
You're
them.
definitely
Yeah,
crowd
sometimes
control.
when they get too close when they shouldn't be. But yeah, I definitely keep the big monsters off because I freeze them, and then when you shoot them when they're frozen, they do more.
don't you
it
that
does more
weird like
damage.
laser gun, like
Uh,
pistol? Like what is that?
I do. I have a plasma pistol, and it really wrecks. It pairs very well with the cryo gun. So it's an experimental plasma charger. And these are like not your first set of guns because you start with like a flameover and like this piece of crap pistol. And then after you do like some missions for your class, you're able to upgrade your equipment. So I upgrade to the cryo cannon, which is just an ice machine, and an experimental plasma charger, which destroys everything after I
Yeah,
freeze
and
it.
you're usually like
Yeah.
slowing them down or allowing us to like finish them off.
Oh, all the time, yeah. Yeah, and I find us like so. There's like loot crates and stuff, or like loot helmets that you'll find,
Mhm.
loot armor, which gives you all the best thing in the game, which is
Perfect.
cosmetics.
That's
And,
his main. That's his main
I'll
utility.
drill
Yes.
us like up into the freaking
Ben, tell it,
ceiling.
preach it. Tell him how
one
many
time.
times we're
That-
like off kilter because of him.
That's his main utility. Is he finds this? There's like a helmet and it blinks and it's a beacon. And when you find it, it will tell
It's
you
important,
where
yeah.
cosmetics are. And there was this one mission. We had this giant ice cavern, and we were like stranded with no ammo on these ice bridges.
No, that was
Yeah.
the same one. That was the same
ice
mission you
bridges.
died.
Yeah, but
it
we
went off.
drilled up into the ceiling to get to this, like, he had to spin around in circles through an ice column to get up into the ceiling to go fetch this cosmetic.
Yeah, I spiraled
And
my
then we still died.
driller. Yeah.
Yeah,
at the
it led
end.
to our
so
deaths.
we lost everything.
Okay. Well, you know what's great about the whole thing? That after Ben disappears and dies, and then we all die trying to bring him up, we got a cosmetic out of it. At least
Did
we
we
didn't
even get
lose
that?
everything. You know,
I don't
it
even
wasn't
think I
like
got
we
it.
did
I don't
for
think we
nothing.
got it.
Yeah, you keep it. Yeah,
Well,
I
good.
did. But it was like one of those useless things. It was like for the engineer because they'll always give us a cosmetic for the one character that.
But yeah, I would say Brandon as a whole, like he's really good at leaving us for cosmetics, and he's really good at drilling us. I would say into like a coffin, especially if there's a swarm, and Brandon's like midway into creating some weird tunnel to get us somewhere, and then the swarm starts filling up the back end. It's pretty scary.
That's why I have a satchel charge, which just blows
Yeah,
up
or he
everything.
uses me as like a meat shield because primarily, so I play both classes.
Yeah.
I started off as engineer, which we touched on briefly. He's got the platform gun to give stability to people who are climbing high or to get places that they can't. Yeah,
My
unless you're
saviors.
me who doesn't use it, but he's got the shotgun,
Yeah.
and he's got the turret, and you can spec to have either 2 turrets, with low ammo, or 1 turret that can stay in the fight for a longer amount of time. And they're good. I mean, they're good for finding stuff on the ceiling and watching your back. But yeah, I only played that, briefly, and then I transitioned to gunner because honestly, like with 2 scouts running around getting everything, and then Brandon like digging a tunnel system that the cartel would be proud of, I felt like all I really needed to do was just shoot stuff, and I did that for a bit.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, with the minigun
yeah.
and then the auto cannon, and
he
that's
would shoot
true.
me half the time
Brandon has a huge hitbox.
because I have to get up close. So you always shot me, or you shoot my pet because I can
Who
turn
hasn't?
a grunt into
Yeah,
my pet.
who
R.I.P.
hasn't shot
Steve,
Steve, right?
R.I.P.
But
I mean, I
just
freeze
gets in the
Steve
way
all
and
the
he
time.
looks like everything
He
else.
looks just like the enemy because he is the enemy. So
he is.
But he's
I'll never,
glowing and he has
Yeah.
this
never
name
forgive,
over
never
him.
forget.
Yeah, but when there's like 1,000 of him
Yeah.
crawling everywhere, I'm spraying and praying, and
Or
Steve
using
is in the
the
way.
gunner
I can't help it.
zip line and zipping away slowly while shooting Steve while you're safe.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, I know. And there's nothing else, but you're
just
shooting
looks
it
so
because you think
sad
it's
as you slowly zip
a
along.
grunt. The thing is about that, I learned not to waste it on the grunts, but there's like these like next level tiered, I guess you could say, they're like armored guards, and they have like front armor and
Yeah.
they last a lot longer. So I learned that my perk of turning one of them into my pet to fight for me, that I don't have to have a weak grunt, that I can actually have something that actually does damage. So
It doesn't matter, dude.
It-
We're gonna
it's-
kill it
it's
either
great.
way. Like we're
Yeah.
gonna it's gonna get friendly fired.
he's actually something
It's
that
just how it
attacks
goes.
unless you get the robot that will become yours. It's called the Bet C, if you get it,
Sure. But yeah, so I would say,
Yeah, it's like,
even though we have doubles,
understand.
and then like I would call myself a floater between classes. I'd say we're pretty well rounded. Like we get stuff done. We have cables, we have driller, and we have a crap ton of ammo to waste. So I'd say
Yeah, we're really fast.
Yeah,
now.
we're-
We're super fast.
it used to be
We move
very
through
atmospheric
them,
and scary and slow, and now it's very atmospheric and scary and fast.
yeah. But the thing is,
Yeah.
is like now I'm able to bump up the hazard level, which
Mhm.
is literally just like how many more things are dangerous,
And
how
they,
much
that
damage
gives us
they do.
bonuses too, right? Like you walk away with
Yeah.
more if you live.
Yeah, yeah. You walk away with a lot more experience in gold, and there's also a bunch of resources where you're like, why do I need these? It's just to make more
Yeah.
beer. Which at the end, beer actually does give you
Oh,
perks,
yeah.
and some are just for shits and giggles.
Does anyone remember like our
So-
first like level 3 or above hazard missions where we were like so confident we could do it?
Oh, we died in like 10
Dude, we got
Yeah.
wrecked instantly.
There
You're
was
like,
one time
never
we
again,
opened
never
the
again.
pod,
Yeah.
and there was just like a hot.
Oh
drop.
my God,
And
yeah.
there was like there's at least 100.
Yeah.
At least 100 of the little grunts. Like as soon as we landed,
Yeah, it was
and
like
we were just
Halo
sitting in the
EST.
pod, just unloading for like
Yeah.
2 minutes.
We already need nitra in like the first 3 minutes. So with that
Yeah.
being said, is there even like beginner type missions with the hazard level, you can make them really interesting. Does anyone have like a favorite mission type?
Oh yeah, elimination.
Yeah, I was going to say it's pretty straightforward.
You got to kill those dreadnoughts. There's like really big freaking bosses that spit out like fire, floor, and crap.
And they
explode.
explode the earth around you.
No, that's a different
and
thing.
Insta-shot
That's
you.
like this big, huge
No?
detonator guy that literally just fucking blows up. It's like a nuclear
No,
bomb.
not the guy who blows up. I mean, like he literally just like stomps the ground and like
Uh,
one-shots you.
Oh yeah. The big guy that blows up,
Yeah.
he like shows up if you definitely have been in the
Yeah,
cave for way
because
too long.
this game does punish you like Left 4 Dead. Like you can't just sit
Punish you.
and stare at the ice wall for hours on end. You will get smashed. And yeah, that that explosion type creates massive craters, and yeah, will one shot you or your whole squad if you're not careful.
Yeah, that is not a fun time, especially as a scout. When he
Yeah.
corners you and then you're just like,
Yeah.
well, this is
What about
it.
you, Alan? Like, do you have a what do you think? Elimination or salvage, whatever?
Um, I definitely am not a fan of rebuilding my mules because
Salvage.
then
Yeah.
I just have to carry legs and I'm just stuck on the ground carrying
Which is
legs trying to
salvage, yeah.
find a mule to build. But
He's a point extraction guy.
yeah, yeah, I would go. I actually like egg hunt because you could go, you find the egg, you could prep for the wave, and then you grab the egg quickly, throw it in your mule, and then it's a crap ton of
Mhm.
waves coming at you, and then you reset and do again. So I really enjoy that one, especially the
Oh.
noise when you grab the egg.
Yeah.
That's a really good noise. Their audio
Or
in
like
this
Ben.
game is amazing.
Oh, just the fact that you can just like raise your pickaxe to each other.
What?
Oh, he's talking about the cheers.
Well,
They,
I'm talking about noises, right? So
Oh,
go off his
yeah, yeah.
noise of
Speaking
we
of
could create our
emotes,
own
we don't
noise.
have- there's only like one in the game, as
Yeah.
far as I know.
yeah.
But for like egg
Yeah,
hunt,
that is a
I
kinda
always like
sad thing.
remember Ben like, oh, I have an egg, and then that's when like the swarm hits, and no one's like, he's got a good tendency of running away from us. So
Yeah.
it's like he's alone, triggering a swarm, and we're all effed.
It's like, well, at least with Scout, I can go get those things like far away and come fetch them and bring them back to the mule. That's like the whole point. Like there's the different missions where we have to get the Aquaros. That's when you really need a Scout. I would say that mission would take
Oh,
a
I
lot
hate
longer
that.
without a
That's-
Scout.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
point
'cause,
extraction is my
uh,
least
Yeah.
favorite.
point extraction. Yeah, well, that for
Yeah.
me and Ryan, it sucks because we have to like dig together
Yeah.
and go on an adventure.
Or we sit.
like when we leave the
With the
middle
turrets?
platform
Yeah.
that has guns on, and that's the only place that you can actually unload your load. You know what I mean? Your ore. So we go off, and then you guys are just dancing around, getting everything.
Yeah,
and
because
we're
it's
just like,
generally
"Oh,
like
what the hell are we
high
supposed to do?"
ceiling caverns, right? Like we were just like, great, let's
It's
just wait
just
for
like
the
one
swarm.
circular
Yeah,
cavern,
very open.
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben, what's your favorite? It's egg hunt, isn't it? That's your favorite.
Egg Hunt's
mission.
probably good. Yeah, Egg Hunt's probably one of the better ones. I actually
hate
do
you.
like the mining expedition one though.
Dude,
just
yes.
going and finding the ore.
Yeah,
I think
very
that one's-
vanilla.
Yeah, the vanilla one's actually probably one of the better ones because I feel like some of the other ones are a little bit too ambitious sometimes. Like the one where you have to do like 3 different things at once. I think that's the is that the point extraction where you have to repair the mules and then you have to put up the beacon?
Oh no,
That's
salvage.
salvage.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, putting up the
That's
beacon and then
salvage.
everything. That
Generators.
one's probably my least favorite. It just takes
Yeah,
it takes forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was going to say that. Like,
Yeah.
I like mining expedition because if you just slap the hazard level up, you don't really, you don't really know what's going to happen. And sometimes I just like, okay, we
Yeah.
just need to get this type of resource and then a bonus, and we can head out and make some cash. But then, man, those swarms can be devastating, especially when we tried level 4 for the first time and got wrecked.
Well, what I like about mining
Well,
expeditions,
yeah,
it's
well-
kind of like you can just explore in that. You don't really have a set objective. You have nothing telling you where to go.
True.
You just kind of look for that specific mineral. And a lot of the times it's very deep into the caverns. So you have to actually go for a little while to actually
Yeah, it
to
makes you
find some.
explore and very atmospheric. Yeah, perfect for
That's
Brandon's
fair,
lootables.
Driller.
But I mean,
Yeah.
that being said,
Well, I mean, with the map, there's like different
Yeah.
biome and stuff.
Yeah.
Which
Different-
also
well,
goes
different
with, like,
planets.
missions. Some missions suck when it's like the planet has like fungus, bogs, or the glacier, which is the ice, which we talked about, or my worst favorite that I hate is either the radioactive because it has those crystals that just
oh
like
yeah,
destroy you in
the dot,
seconds.
yeah,
Oh,
Because they're
yeah,
radioactive,
that
or the
really
magma
does suck.
cores where you just have like little volcanoes that will explode if you walk over them.
Yep. And
I
so
don't like the plant ones.
Yeah.
There's a spiny plants everywhere.
Oh, the
You're like
Oh, man,
walking
which
and
one-
there's just
what-
spikes coming out of the ground.
I think that's just dense biozone. Yeah.
so
Yeah, with
um,
plant life.
yeah, so that is true. Like with the missions, they might be the same rotating, but the planets really do change how they'll play out.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
They even have like low gravity, which is so much fun because you can jump so much higher and you don't take
Mhm.
fall damage. Like you really have to be high up to take any fall damage. It's awesome.
yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah.
guys ever
I've
played
only heard
that.
you talk about it.
I know throughout my adventures,
No.
I've done like low gravity and you just like float.
I've done it drunk once. I mean, it's kind of the
It's
same
fun.
thing.
Almost.
So, once okay, let's talk about like a new player, like enough to start actually progressing class wise and mission wise. Like, once you're done with your tutorial, we'll call it that, the tutorial assignments, right? Your 10 missions. What generally will the player expect, or like what are they trying to do from there? Like,
Oh. Well, from
Yeah,
there,
it's,
it's really easy. I mean, like, you just really play. So, you need to pick your role. So, within those 10 missions, like, figure out which role you really want to focus on at first. You can do all 4 eventually, but you want to promote because it opens up more opportunities. So, the best thing you do is
Yeah,
focus.
that's like a prestige. It's basically like prestige for COD, where
Yeah.
you get benefits and then you reset to 1 on that character.
Yeah.
But the benefits are really
Like,
nice.
I don't know if you guys done it, but, like, my guns, both of the guns that I got, the cryo cannon and the plasma charge, whatever, pistol, like, you have to do a mission assignment board
right.
for those.
Yeah, same
to
with the
get them.
gunner getting the auto
So-
cannon. It doesn't come free.
Yeah. Yeah, like, just upgrade your character,
Mhm.
your role, and then play that role and do your assignment board so you get more XP and start doing
And
hard
also
missions.
perking out your
And then
guns, because
promote.
you'll find you'll need resources,
yeah.
like specific resources, to
Yeah.
to get not only different weapons, but to get different buffs or nerf,
Yeah.
well, not nerfs, but just buffs applied to your weapon, like armor piercing, etc.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you have like equipment
Mhm.
perks, and then you also have what is it, like character perks? I guess you'd
Right,
call it.
like a passive and an active.
Active,
like-
yeah. Like my active is like
Yeah.
a pet.
Yeah, mine.
You know.
I can revive myself after being down once.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So I
really cool.
believe promoting actually gives you another one of those slots. Correct. Yeah.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, when you promote, you get an honor badge, you get an active perk slot. Of course, you reset to level 1. It also activates machine events, where like special events inside the dive that you do.
Cosmetics.
And then more assignments, yeah, cosmetics, and then you open up deep dives, which is like the closer to end game stuff, and forge, which allows you to get those special cosmetics, and then overclocking your weapons. So there's a lot of benefits.
How long
yeah,
do you
there
think it
definitely
takes someone generally to get there?
Dude, it took me like probably like I don't know, maybe 3 gameplays.
What?
What?
Are we talking
Yeah,
about
for
prestiging?
me, yeah.
Like, what are we?
Oh, promoting? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm about to promote now, so it does take a little bit. Like you,
Yeah.
you have to grind it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it takes a bit.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have to
in
go
our
through all
defense, we
those
also did
missions.
understand that like the assignment board isn't just like the person who's hosting. It's like you can
Yeah.
actually see the other players and you can play together. Our problem was we didn't start the assignment board at the same time, all of us. So we could have like done the same missions and gone
Right,
through
but it
together.
doesn't necessarily punish you, like going back to play with
Yeah.
your friend who's like maybe starting at the beginning. It's still fun. The
can
the
always
game
turn
still
up the
tailors.
difficulty.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I played with someone who was like level 263 on the blue rank, which is like your profile rank, not your character role rank. So like your driller rank. It's like your profile rank of how good you are at this game. And they know a lot. And they get you a lot of cool extra special stuff.
So
like those
Like
cosmetics.
those cosmetics, baby. And they'll buy beer for you that you can't get for a really long time and you get to have fun. It's just,
cool. And then so like say you're prestiging, you're like quote unquote end game. There's those raids, right, where you have to. I mean, this game does it well, where you have to prove yourself before you can even queue up for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
The
the deep
deep-
dive.
the deep dives and the elite deep dives are basically like the in-game stuff where it will take 3 missions and they'll be preset, and you have to run through all 3 missions and worlds, I think, or mining areas or whatever. And like your ammo, your health, it stays the same between the worlds. So like if you're like almost dead on the first one, you're going into the second one, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But so yeah, those are like the really hard end game stuff that you have to work your way
I mean,
to.
there's also like warnings. So we haven't experienced much of this because I don't think we played on like the super hard hazard like
No,
5
Ben
that I
and
just
I,
unlocked.
Ben and
I
I
haven't
like
played on
to
it
deep
yet.
dive and
But there's oh yeah. Well, there's a haunted cave. So like, you know how there's like those cave leeches? Like we see those all the time.
oh, they're cute.
Yeah, you know, like in low gravity, that which I talked about. But there's also like a haunted cave where you get pursued by an invisible, unkillable monster.
What?
Which is that we haven't experienced that yet, but that exists. There's also
I
parasites.
don't know if I would experience
which
that.
is all medium sized and large
Sacrifice Ben.
enemies
Sacrifice
will
Ben.
spawn like parasites upon death. So once the bugs die, then parasites will come after you. And there's also another one where Ben actually was talking on, but the exploder infestation. You know those little exploders that go after you and they just blow up. Yeah, but my cryo gun, if you actually shoot it and you kill them when they're frozen, then they don't blow up.
We don't have cryo guns, so we're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, except for me.
Yeah. So I have a question for Ben, our special guest. But like, we played like you said in your intro, we played a lot of co-op games together, like a lot. And you know, especially Left 4 Dead. Do you think, in your opinion, do you think Deep Rock Galactic, you know, is worth it? Like if you got 3 or 4 friends, or even 2, who are looking for a new game.
I would say even solo, it's probably worth it if you wanted something new and you wanted to scratch that Left 4 Dead itch. But, you know, the public servers on Left 4 Dead can be kind of iffy right now. You know, when you join one, there's a lot of mods going on. You want something more vanilla. You know, Deep Rock is probably as much as you could hope for a vanilla game.
Yeah, it's got a lot there for it, right?
Yeah, and the price tag
amount,
is it's 30. You know, without a sale, so it's definitely cheaper than like a AAA game. So it's accessible to a lot of different people, I would think.
Yeah, and they have sales quite a bit. Like there was one on a Humble Bundle. I think it might be happening. I don't know if the main game. I'm pretty sure the main game might be on a Humble Bundle.
Yeah,
right now as a sale.
The DLC. Yeah.
With the DLC, the cosmetic DLC. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, even in, you know, we all have a goal to play together, and another friend of the podcast, Ogle, and you know, rotating people in, or if no one's there available all at once, you can still pick up later with everyone else, and you don't really feel like, you know, you're punished for not being there. You know, it's not like a WoW raid where if you miss it, you're effed.
Yeah.
Or you can just play.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to have your friends online. You just join a random game in the middle of them mining, and you like come down your own little pod, and then you join them, and you don't even have to like finish the whole, like you don't have to start out. You can join the whole thing when it's about to end or in the middle of it. So it's pretty cool. So you can actually get all the
I would say like you don't miss out as much in terms of like progression, even though there is a progression system.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it feels like having somebody super high level probably wouldn't just destroy everything, at least in like a high rank. I would feel like, I mean, there is a power differential to get you to move towards that, but I would say it's not significant.
Yeah, you can still play together successfully. Like you won't lose out if you're not, you know, 100% full of your regular party. Like everyone can jump in at any time and pick it up anytime. Like we've gone weeks without playing it, right? I mean, Brandon will progress on his own, but it's like, you know, back to day 3. So we're not really set back. So yeah, it's excellent. And
you help each other out even more if you're more equipped. That's really all that happens.
And
you carry the team on your back.
Circling back to that sale that Alan brought up, do you think it ties in with what they've been dropping on their social media, Alan, about their teaser?
Oh, for sure, dude. I think the best part about this is, yeah, they went 1.0, like full release in May, but they're still actively building on the game, and that sale is definitely coinciding with all the releases that they're doing this weekend, or leaks if they call it. But definitely recommend go and check out their stream that they've been doing. I haven't had a chance to see today's to see what they're dropping today, but like their Twitter, they'll post like a picture. They have the video up on their Twitter now of the stream. But yeah, they're definitely building more onto the game and adding more content and more stuff to it, which is exciting. So it's not like the game is just dead. Yeah, like they're still actively working
More
on
beer.
it,
And
which is great.
saying with Ben, like this game gives you a lot, for vanilla. Like this game gives you so much to do. Like what else could there be? Like what is coming our way? And that if you own this game, you should be excited.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, we definitely hopped in when it was
It's
early.
gonna be cool.
I mean, we played like what
early access, of course.
We played a free weekend, everyone, and here we are. We're hooked. So
Yeah.
more games should do that, and they are.
Yeah.
So that's great. But all right. I mean, does anyone have anything else? All right. Before I close this out, I want to say thanks again, Ben. It was awesome having you here.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
We have more games with him in the future too. So
Unfortunately, he wasn't in our Remnant podcast, but there'll be more in the future. We'll have him involved. But yeah, everyone, that about wraps up another episode of the Couch Cat podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please like this podcast. Give it a review. It helps us out in the ratings, helps us get noticed. Be sure to check out www.couchcatgaming.com to read all of our latest content drops. We have tons of blogs or articles there about various games, primarily indie games and PC games, and games we play together. And also, if you got more to do or more time on your hands, please check out our social media handles on Instagram and Twitter. Just look up Couch Cat Gaming and you'll find us there. And yeah, thanks again. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
bye.